Hi, I'm Double XL, and you're watching Analogue Culture.
Hi, Double XL.
Good day,
Welcome.
Ndo-C.
Welcome to Analogue Culture.
Thank you. Finally, this day has dawned upon us.
Of course, man. Without giving away too much, I'd like you to tell our listeners exactly who you are.
Who am I? As Double XL, I'm a DJ, record label co-founder, and online radio show host.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that covers that.
Yeah. Tell us more about your record label.
So the record labels, Aurora Fields Records, which I started alongside Panda G, my partner, when he approached me over a game of foosball and a listening session to the sound he was making for other people, and I gladly accepted to start it with him, and it's been one hell of a journey.
Yeah, man. Foosball way. Where were you guys?
Well, I just got back from the east coast of the United States, where my son lives alongside with his mother.
Yeah.
And when I got back, I was bunking up with my sister and brother-in-law in West Beach, Blouberg, which is really close to where Pando lives.
Yeah.
And that's when we met. And
Yeah.
thanks to foosball and our undeniable competitive nature.
Yeah. How does it? What are the stresses that come with running a record label?
The where we are, I'd say, at the moment, things are streamlined.
Yeah.
My main focus would be setting up the engagements with Pando, who does the producing on the label. Like he'd be collaborating with people.
Yeah.
Bar a few mashups and remixes, I haven't released anything that I've started working on yet.
Yeah.
And so I'd set up those kind of communication channels
Yeah.
with someone who's wanting to release with us, listening to their music based on what they're sending us, decide whether we can submit it or not.
Yeah.
And once we make that decision, everything's streamlined. We've got our contracts and split sheets, and everything's basically super simple, very basic, no red tape.
Yeah.
Trying to keep it 3 clicks or less for any artist. Do you know what I'm saying?
It's manually AI.
There we go. Or EI.
So, in the record label up to so far, you guys have only released. Let me ask this: how many artists do you guys have, and who are they? Give me the like 5 off the top of your head.
Well, Jean-Luc, obviously, Basic Behavior, Nautica as well, Rizzo, There's a few, man.
Yeah.
There's a few, and my biggest weakness is names.
Yeah.
You know what I
No,
mean?
I understand. I
Yeah.
understand. What type of genre do you guys mainly do at Aurora Fields Records?
So we try to cover the spectrum that is house music. We do not discriminate.
Yeah.
But that's how it started, as a South African house label promoting South African and African artists.
Yeah.
Basically giving them a platform to be heard.
Okay.
And recognized.
So you'd go cross genres to Amapiano, or is it mainly focused on the deep side of the sound?
Look, there are a few later genre projects in the works, as well as original. But yeah, in due time. Yeah.
All right. How then do you guys collaborate with Pediccio?
So Pediccio initially approached Pando to release with them. Pando approached me. I responded to them. He then released on their Delectably Dark collaboration album.
Yeah.
With a bunch of other international artists around the world. From there, they also got involved with the radio show, because this was all the time of COVID, so with the restrictions in place, everything kind of moved to virtual.
Yeah.
And which kind of accelerated the radio show.
Yeah.
On another extent.
Nice.
And insane kind of exponential like elevation, because literally for 2 years straight, every Friday, we had a different guest from a different place in the world on the show.
Nice.
And so our audience covered from east to where west ends. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I get what you mean.
And still today, I mean, some of the artists still host their podcasts with us weekly, even though they don't, because the show is released in podcast format. I offered to them like a facility where I can host their let's say monthly submission to Aurora Fields Radio.
Nice.
In their own capacity, under their own brand type of thing. So those relations are still there. But Pediccio, what we did, Kimi and I, Kimi is one of the co-founders, with our technological careers that we've had, you know, lived our lives. We used our skill set to create this user experience which people really like. And it was basically her doing what she does, which is XR development, and combining it with the audio that we were able to send through one channel. And video. It just still blows my mind the way we were able to pull that off with the limited hardware. And it grew to such a point where Beatport was hosting when it was still lockdown, but you could go to a place but only had like 50 people in a place, those restrictions. And just before the restrictions were lifted, Beatport had a 30-minute submission contest. I submitted like with 31 minutes. I started my set with 0 time left submitted, and then made it to the top 10 finalists, like what do you call it, presentation, I guess. Like we were all in this virtual session with Lee Buxton, Blondish, Matt from Beatport. It's all big names.
Yeah.
And I think bar the career limiting move that I made
Yeah.
when Matt asked me what was the last track I played,
Yeah.
and in my rush I just sent him a Spotify link to the head of Beatport.
Oh.
Yeah. I think that's what caused me to get third place and not first, you know.
Yeah.
But nevertheless, from there we had to send them content to play on this like 3-story by maybe 8-meter size screen
Yeah.
in one of the top clubs in Berlin.
Nice.
They had like a virtual welcome back thing, and they had like me and the other 2 guys
Yeah. Yeah.
playing sets there, and all were through our collaboration with Pedito, basically.
Yeah. Yeah. That's dope, man. That's
Yeah.
dope.
Thanks, man.
That takes us into your career move now. Your let's call it a DJ career move.
Yeah.
When did that start off?
Just before Aurora was born,
Yeah.
I had my first radio kind of, how can I say,
Podcast concept?
no, like I was on a flyer, basically.
Oh, okay.
My first flyer appearance, let's put it that way, it was for this radio show which Basic Behavior had a slot on, which was curated by is it Calvin Harris or I can't remember the name.
Yeah.
Bad with names.
Yeah.
And Panda submitted my mix, whatever. That was my first official, like, wow, that's me on another radio station.
Yeah.
Kinda, am I a DJ? When they told me I need to have a DJ name, I literally gave them, I'm not a DJ.
Yeah.
I just love music. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And so that was literally probably 3.5-4 years ago now.
Yeah. So that's when your DJing career
started.
The love of music?
Phew, my friend, how much time do you have? See these grey hairs here? Sure. Nah, forever, bro. Like since I can remember, I was primary school, did music. High school, played in church band, you know, that kind of thing. Adolescent years, early 20s, late teens, was found the amazingness that is house music.
Yeah.
In the infamous Long Street back in the day.
Yeah.
With the likes of Moore and Beat Boutique and all those clubs. So yeah, giving away my age, but I was fortunate enough to have access to a lot of music. I'm talking CD format days.
Yeah.
Which no one really had here, because I had a friend who was in the UK, and yeah, they sent me everything.
Yeah, yeah. You never thought of going into DJing back then?
Still till today, I still tell my friend who started this house music journey with me, Adil,
yeah,
or Mad.
Yeah.
I still tell him, I still ask him, how the hell?
When stuff comes out, it's quite expensive. 2-3 years into it.
Sure, 12 months, brother.
A new upgrade comes in, and the same thing that cost 150,000 rand becomes 10,000.
Oh, I wish 10,000 if it had a Pioneer label. I'm allowed to say that.
Of course.
Oh, okay, but I mean, when the first controller that was mine, that I purchased out of my own, was a Tractor S4 Mark 1.
Yeah.
That is after playing on only a DDJ 400 and a FLX6.
Yeah.
And I could not believe that piece of hardware, being a tech junkie, that hardware was still 80% of its original value 13 years later.
Wow.
That's what blew my mind, and like that's what grew my intrigue in DJing equipment, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But sure. And it was like a piece of hardware that I was missing my whole life. That's how I felt.
You never fell into vinyl? Like the love of vinyl and purchasing and owning like a stack of vinyls?
For me, it was CDs because we didn't really have that facility.
Oh, yeah. I know a lot of people ended up purchasing CDs because...
Yeah, I was that guy in Look and Listen and what was that store in Cavendish?
Musica?
Was it Virgin? When they opened up a Virgin there, it was... like they had that listening booths.
Yeah. Wasn't it Musica?
It was the competition, I think.
Reliable CDs or something. There was that. There was Reliable CDs.
Look and Listen.
Yeah, there was Look and Listen as well.
I think it was Look and Listen.
Yeah.
And those are the days of the Dave Seaman Renaissance double mix CDs. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man.
Yo, bro, like spend your weekends casual job money on like one double CD.
Yeah.
Those are the days, man.
Yeah, man. Yeah. What did you do with all your CDs?
Because of my personality, I'd say.
Yeah.
I always have to find the most convenient thing to access something that I need to access.
You got access to Beatport, Track Source, you sold them.
Eh?
You got access to Beatport, Track Source, you ripped everything onto the computer and sold the CDs.
I didn't even sell the CDs. I gave it to my dear friend Sando, who actually does our merch.
Yeah.
Because he was the one who could keep a CD safe.
Yeah.
With its cover, original, flip, insert, like everything, original.
Yeah.
He's actually the guy who, after 15 years of being away from Cape Town, I recovered my 30-year digital converted music collection.
Nice.
Bro. So all those double CDs, everything. We were CD writing, rap from CD, WMA files even, bro.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I know what you mean.
Untitled.
Comes in as track 1 to 12, Untitled.
Hey, bro.
It's quite interesting. Even the laptops now are coming out with no CD-ROM. So generally having to digitize it back then and have it in a digital form
I did my hours.
Yeah. That's L. That's Double XL basically being the guy who sits as a record label owner, and that's L sitting as a DJ. Tell me about L, the event hoster. We just came back from Maputo.
Yeah.
We were doing a lot basically there. Besides the media only, there was also the DJing part of it. How then do you guys get a Mozambican party going?
In all fairness, and I don't know if it's just being an outsider,
Yeah.
just landing there, it seems like a party.
Yeah.
Like you don't need a reason to party in Mozambique. That's just the perception I get.
Yeah.
From the people itself, like when they together and maybe at a restaurant, or it's always a festive vibe.
Yeah.
Let's put it in my experience.
Yeah.
Maybe because I'm not exposed to the daily, working class, but from being there now twice, that's the kind of feel I get.
Yeah. The experience of these festivals down there, how is it to you?
First of all, the festivals that I choose to go to
Yeah.
are ones where I'm gonna either learn something or hear something
Yeah.
or meet someone new,
Yeah.
instead of the annual.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And Mozambique was like that for me. It was like something
Yeah.
that it was totally new learning experience as well, a new culture to kind of embrace as well. Very welcoming country, very welcoming crowd.
It was more of bass house. There was a lot of artists that actually produced their own music on stage that were performing there. What is your relationship to majority of them? Are they some of the artists that you guys release with that Pando has actually done collaborations with?
100%. So we actually have a team, and they've all submitted music
Yeah.
and master to the label. We
Yeah.
had a submission period, and that's how we created the team.
Yeah.
So we actually have a 24/7 live YouTube kind of radio station, which is just unreleased music.
Wow.
Yeah,
Is this under you?
under
Under Pedicchio.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So now, if we speak Moz, then we speak the different Pedicchio branches. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But AFR is strictly South Africa.
Yeah.
Even though we've released with internationals, but I mean we are South African.
Yeah. So the one event we went to now was the one that was hosted by Pedicchio.
The incubator.
The incubator, sorry.
Yeah.
There's other events that are being hosted down there by the artists that actually are releasing with Pedicchio. Are you also involved in those movements as well as a label, or are you only involved as a DJ?
It depends on whether, like for example, the last event wasn't on our calendar, if I can put it that way,
Oh, okay.
based on what we've been working on locally,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
It was a very last minute thing. It was an incubator event.
Yeah.
I mean, Sick Tunes was there as well, but they weren't involved like we all were involved
Yeah.
for the Dark Crew Festival,
Yeah.
because the Dark Crew Festival was a collaboration of brands. So like AFR, the incubator, Sick Tunes Media, Sick Tunes, as well as Pedicchio, obviously.
Yeah. Yeah.
Those are the four kind of collaborative brands around the Dark Crew Festival.
Yeah.
This one, which was the Midnight Playground, was strictly incubator. We were just invited.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the events that you've seen in Mozambique, the caliber of them, and the caliber of events you see here in Cape Town, is there much difference?
I've only really been to our events,
Yeah.
and there's not much difference in a sense of the party,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
The only difference I would say is, which is obvious, is infrastructure and capability from a technological perspective.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's it.
That's it.
Yeah. Like I say, you land in Mozambique, you feel like it's the party. You're late for the party.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Whereas in Cape Town, that's very different.
Yeah.
That is very different. Like it's all dependent on the event host
Yeah.
brand. as to what time the party actually gets going in Cape Town versus there. No matter the size of the crowd,
The
it's
party
a party.
goes.
Yeah.
Are we looking at having Pedicio incubator vibes, parties being moved to SA under Aurora Field banner? In a sense, what I'm trying to ask is, are we expecting parties to be hosted by you guys here now on behalf of the whole incorporation?
So what I'm actually working on is a concept or event, an event called Under One Roof.
Yeah.
Where I've now been involved in collaborative events as well as events where we invited to.
Yeah.
Right? And in my experience, and no nepotism in this conversation at all, but the way Analogue culture and DXL media are able to work together, which as it stands is a group of 11 brands in Cape Town.
Yeah.
And I wanted to be like everyone's input is 100% to the total 100% of this event. Type of thing. I'm just kind of connecting the dots.
Yeah. With 11 brands under one roof, everybody's going to be bringing in where this question is leading is in Mozambique, the party starts at 6 p.m, ends the next day at 10 a.m. Right? If you're looking at 11 brands, are you looking at doing one of those kind of parties?
No, not at all.
Yeah.
You have to know your audience, right?
Yeah.
And we're not throwing one under one roof event. We'll probably start it off every 3 months, like a quarterly event.
Yeah.
So under one roof, one will be maybe these 4 or 5 brands.
Yeah.
And the second installment will be another 5 brands.
Yeah.
So regardless of the 5, let's say, artists performing, i.e. the brand, it's still a double-digit brand supported event.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
I get what you mean.
Yeah.
I don't know whether to say the market now is becoming saturated with a lot of events
and brands.
Exactly.
Exactly.
You also have your place in the market share. Right? How do you think Under One Roof is going to separate from the other events, which are actually majority of the time doing house scene music and also looking for that same market share? And if you look at what I'm trying to throw in there is the month-end weekend will be busy, mid-month is busy. You get what I'm saying? So majority of the weekends are busy, and post-COVID it was a hard reset for everybody. Now, looking at the market share, how does Under One Roof look at
getting its piece?
Yeah.
So I don't know, maybe to my own detriment sometimes. I always look at any kind of consumer or customer or the person being entertained's perspective.
Yeah.
So Under One Roof for me is like, I know how many times I'm standing in the shower thinking, I'm not going to be able to go to Slow Down this week, I'm not going to be able to go to Analogue Culture next week because I'm away. Like, I'm not going to, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
but there'll be a quarterly event where me as a busy individual, which is everyone, can set a date, me time.
Yeah.
To go see a host of the brands that I adore.
Yeah.
That's my kind of outlook on Under One Roof rather than a market share.
Yeah.
Because in my brain the market share is it's automated once you are involved with all the brands.
Yeah, true.
Do you know what I'm saying? And we're all growing together, so
Yeah.
it's just a circle, I think. I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
With the country being so big, are we looking at under one roof touring the country, or is it only going to be based in Cape Town? I know the logistics would be a nightmare in that aspect.
Look, if we are able to travel with artists and performers to a foreign country with expired passports and birth certificates, I think you and I can do anything over that. So it's funny you say that, because again, in the shower last night I was thinking, like, should we host the first Under One Roof in Joburg?
Yeah.
Just looking at the weather.
True.
Yeah.
True.
And how close Joburg and Cape Town have become in our kind of scene.
Yeah.
Where friends are, we're traveling all the time.
True.
You know?
In South Africa, it's highlighted that the biggest party spaces would be, or I don't know whether to say the biggest party spaces, but on the map, if you take a good look, Cape Town is highlighted and Joburg is highlighted. Durban not, Gqeberha not, East London not,
Garden Route. That's for the elite.
There's been great parties hosted as well in Botswana. And I know Sook's just started a movement now in Eswatini. Durban used to have 033 Lifestyle, but they've got something else going down there as well. And then there's the garage sessions down there.
Durban, we have access to what's that most famous club there? The one with the basement dance floor, man. Like in the city.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of the name, man. I think I remember that space. Kakasin.
It's
Was it not the Kakasin?
Maybe translated, but
that's the one space that I know that's got a underground basement, which is used as a bar, and it's got a pool inside.
It's like a 3-floor establishment.
We'll find out.
Yeah, but anyway, one of our dearest friends, Basic, is just waiting for us. So we've set up venues.
Yeah.
Relationship with the venue owners.
Yeah.
In Port Elizabeth.
Yeah.
Durban. Johannesburg's the only one that we haven't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Cape Town's also temperamental, as you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why I'm asking this is we were speaking to Advent, which we just found out over the weekend that, well, personally, I found out over the weekend that it was Beats by Hand.
Yeah.
That he actually moved away from PE, Gqeberha to be exact.
Yes.
And he moved into Joburg to try and get the scene going. I just didn't have an opportunity to inquire by him whether is his ability to be seen by the market different from when he was still living in Gqeberha, you know. And maybe it's my ignorance, or I haven't seen parties that stand out in Gqeberha. Maybe it's because I don't have a lot of friends I know down there.
Look, I know once a year they do the kind of like the student rager, man. What do they call it in J-Bay?
Not sure.
So they do this like spring break kind of thing, like the US have, where they have these huge parties. They go down to Cancun.
Yeah.
Have this huge. So they have the J-Bay festival once a year.
Is it?
It's a massively attended festival.
Yeah.
Pando actually played there last year with Mud Pie Records.
Yeah.
That brought him out there alongside with James and all those guys from PE. Yeah.
Okay.
It's once off, and after doing the kind of due diligence on doing an event there,
Yeah.
look, granted, this was 2 years ago, so I don't know how it's changed now. I mean, Cape Town has drastically changed with the people coming out.
Yeah.
There was no... The margin for break-even was very slim, my friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I think the only place we would really break even month in and month out is Johannesburg, really.
How are you guys as Pediccio, Aurora Fields, Double XL, the DJ, and your artists surviving after COVID? Why I'm asking this is I realized post-COVID, a lot of people lost the ability to purchase music, I should say, gained the ability to stream music, and kind of stuck to that, the streaming of the music. So the sales became a bit...
What sales? Anyway.
Everybody I've interviewed asked me that same question. What sales are you talking about? So how is the record label, Double XL, Pando G, your artists, surviving in this new climate? Am I allowed to call it a new climate? It is a
life
new,
as we know it.
Yeah, it's a new financial climate.
Yes.
How are you guys surviving that?
How we survived till now was literally with day jobs. I've recently left the corporate monster,
Yeah.
and focusing on the label, the passion, as well as media. And it's hectic.
Yeah.
It's
a new field.
It's a different kind of hustle. But it's something that you're so hungry for. You know what I mean? Like it's difficult to stop.
In essence, I can truly say you didn't leave the corporate. You became the governor of the corporate.
So what I kind of saw for a long time was the only way to kind of, I don't want to say fix things because that sounds ignorant, but make that, or make the American dream life that everybody's always chasing,
Yeah.
which is kind of built around a corporate lifestyle.
Yeah.
The only way to make it and give them that this is how you send an email. No, you can't say that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like for as long as the transition takes between the current generation in leadership positions to our generation, as long as that takes,
Yeah.
I feel that we need to start giving them the 101s, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
just to
true.
understand where it comes from, type of thing.
Yeah, true. Last of the last,
Mm.
where do we find Aurora Fields? Where do we find Pediccio? Where do we find Double XL? Where do we find the merchandise?
That's a lot of links, eh? Luckily, my name's Double XL.
Yeah.
And everything's accessible from our one-stop platform, peditio.com.
Okay.
You can access Aurora Fields content, individual artist content. It's an e-commerce facility. You can purchase merch. You can collaborate on events. You
Yeah.
can book services. Everything. There's a lot. Don't be overwhelmed.
Yeah.
Peditio.com.
So basically for everything we're looking for, pediccio.com. Where should we see you next? What do you have lined up in Cape Town gigs wise? And what artists should we be looking out for from Aurora Fields or releases?
As for Aurora Fields releases, for this financial year,
Yeah.
I've taken a different approach to the releases because I love music, man.
Yeah.
and I just want to play it.
Yeah.
So I have to be patient,
Yeah.
and then I get frustrated. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, I get you.
So now I act surprised when I get a notification from Beatboards.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And purchase the new tracks and actually be a listener
Yeah.
to our label, which is, I'm loving it.
Yeah.
So I can't even tell you what's next, because every time Pando sends me a snip of a WhatsApp audio labeled file,
Yeah.
yeah, and with a voice note that says "Woo," then I just rather wait.
You'd rather wait.
Yeah.
I know you guys are planning an album release in September.
Yes, we're looking to have the release party at One Park.
Yeah.
The most amazing little intimate venue I've ever come across in my life.
Yeah.
It's just off Kloof Street in Cape Town.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's probably going to happen at the end of September.
Yeah.
But for XXL, gigs wise, next Monday is the show.
Yeah.
And other than that, nothing yet.
All right. So where do we catch the show?
The show you can find in our Linktree link. It's in our bio on our IG.
Yeah.
My IG, Aurora and Pando. So Aurora _fields_records
Yeah.
is the IG. double.x.l is mine. There's live links as well as access to our weekly podcasts that we release. Yeah, or you can come and pull in at the Vanna Nights in Plumstead.
Yeah.
We host the show live from there, and we just have a drawl on a Monday, like crazy ass mother.
Crazy ass. All right, cool. Brother. Thank you very much for giving us your time and chilling with us.
Thank you, man.
We shall see you on the flip side.
We shall.
This is DJ Ndo-C for Analogue Culture. #power. Woo.